Hello everyone, I am the Uncharted Avenger, and today we have a Uncharted review for you. It's of The Last of Us. Now, I know it's been out for months and months and months, but now we're doing a review of it today because that's what we felt like doing. First, I'm gonna tell you my pros of the game and then my cons for the game and give a all-around rating for the game, which I'll review at the end. Okay, the first pro is that it had a really good story. Unlike many games, the story was the main thing of the game. Instead of gameplay or the graphics, it was all about the story, which is what Sucker Punch is all about, as we know with the Uncharted series and some of the Jak and Daxter games. The next thing that I liked about it was that it had really good graphics. And I think it was because they wanted to stand up to next-gen consoles, which they weren't able to anyway, but they wanted to get as close as possible, I believe, because it's coming up so close and they couldn't put it on the PS4. So, yeah. The next thing I want to talk about is actually a con that kind of goes with the story pro, which is bad cutscenes. Now, I'm not saying they're horrible, they're just nothing like Uncharted, because with Uncharted, you couldn't even tell it was a cutscene. It went so good. You couldn't even tell it's a cutscene. But this one they kind of went with where the cutscene even has better graphics than the regular game, which doesn't really work as well in this day and time. I mean, it worked great on PlayStation 2, especially JRPGs. I remember with Kingdom Hearts when they did that, it was so amazing, but in this day and time, it just doesn't mix well. The next pro is the skip button, because if you really hate the cutscenes so much, you can always just skip it. The next pro is that it's a PS3 exclusive. I know I might get some hate or something from that. But PlayStation really does have the best exclusives. I don't care what anyone says. Because when it comes to Halo and Gears of War, no one's really going to play that. I know Titanfall has a big following right now with the Xbox One and the Xbox 360. But PS3, and I believe even the PS4, is definitely the way to go when it comes to exclusives. This next, I'm going to move into the cons now. And this is kind of stupid, but it is a real con. And I kind of miss Nolan North as Nathan Drake. I mean, don't get me wrong, Troy Baker is amazing, but I just really miss Nolan North throughout the whole game. The next con is actually a really big con, and it's that they stole way too much stuff from Uncharted. From the mechanics all the way to sound effects, it just screamed Uncharted, and it didn't scream innovative in any way. I believe The Last of Us was, I would want to just say, a cheap way to get money, kind of like. But I know that's not true because it took them 2 years to make the game. And it is a full-fledged game, not just like a little side thing while they make Uncharted 4. If they are making Uncharted 4, just giving that as an example. Altogether, the game was alright. I think the Uncharted series is a lot better than The Last of Us. Hopefully, it gets better in The Last of Us 2 and The Last of Us 3. But this game, I just kind of felt underwhelmed. There was nothing that screamed blockbuster. I feel like the game is overhyped. Naughty Dog dropped the ball here. Now is the part of the video where I give you my overall rating for the game. I was thinking about maybe a 6 or a 7, but I finally decided to give it a 7.5. The game was alright. It wasn't perfect. And it really wasn't my type of game. Like the thriller, like the horror thriller type thing, I don't really think it works very well in that type of a video game, especially coming off of a series that is probably the most epic series in PlayStation history, and maybe even video game history. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I'd like to know your opinions below. Please comment. Like if you liked it. Dislike if you disliked it. And if you disliked it, tell me what I did wrong below. And tell me how I can do better next time. Also subscribe. That's the way I know if you like my videos or not. Also, it's free, so that's a plus. This has been the Uncharted Avenger saying goodbye.